Oh my god. This is one of the most half-assed, slapdash, broken updates they've done in a very long time. Hello again, I am Blunty. This is Cyberpunk, the latest patch 2.3. Bunch of new features, which is kind of fun. Even a couple of new quests, although we don't know, or I don't know yet, how deep those quests go, but they're tied to unlocking a couple of new cars they added to the game, so that's fun. A lot of the new stuff is based around cars, including giving cars that didn't have this crystal coat, change your car's appearance little trick before, which does have in-game consequences. You can actually hide from cops by going out of sight and changing your car's color and stuff, so that's fun. But now cars that didn't have access to this before have access to this now through a kind of hacked, pirated version of the software. That's how they explain it in the lore in the game. And certain cars don't have access to that because, again, the lore in the game just didn't make sense for certain cars to have it. They spoke a bit about it on the stream they did yesterday, so if you're curious, you can dig into that. But there are reasons for the things they do, which is always nice. They think about the stuff before they do it. I appreciate that. But AutoDrive kind of sucks. AutoDrive sucks butts, actually. I was really looking forward to AutoDrive because I've been saying since the game launched, like literally since the game launched half a decade ago, it didn't make any sense for at least some of the cars, particularly the fancier cars, not to have AutoDrive. Because, this is a Cyberpunk future. AutoDrive exists. There are auto-driving cars in the game that NPCs use, and the Delamain taxis, for example. It never made any sense why there was no AutoDrive. Well, now there is AutoDrive. We're in AutoDrive free roam at the moment, so we're just sitting here at the lights because the AutoDrive obeys the laws. But yeah, you see those scratches all over my car? All over the back, all over the side, in the front there. Well, I don't have a hood on my car because this car doesn't have a hood, but yeah, there we go, over the front hub there. Yeah, the AutoDrive did that to my car. I just missed on recording the actual crash itself. I saw it about to happen. I dove for the record button. So here's what I caught.
All units in the area. Criminal activity confirmed in Santo Domingo. I repeat, confirmed criminal activity in Santo Domingo.
521 reporting. Sorry, dispatch. Had to take a leak. I'm en route.
And yeah, AutoDrive just did that. It just plowed into another car. And it just so happened that the driver of that car was one of the NPC drivers that likes to call the cops when you smash into their car. So I was just in AutoDrive piecing out, thinking about what kind of video I want to make about this new update. And the decision was made for me. AutoDrive sucks. So through no fault of my own, AutoDrive smashed someone else's car, probably did them some harm. It called the cops on me. I lucked out and the cops couldn't actually get to me in time before the thing timed out. But otherwise, if I was just, idling or something, AFK, cruising around AutoDrive, recording a time-lapse, I don't know, whatever, the cops would have arrived and killed me just while I was sitting there in my driver's seat because AutoDrive smashed into someone else. And as you've been watching, rather hilariously, AutoDrive's attempt to three-point turn my way out of the crash because the NPC cars were locked in place after the crash and couldn't get around them. So it smashed the absolute crap out of my car while trying to do that. It's one of the things that while I was experimenting with this feature this morning, the AutoDrive did, and that just released control at random because it thought I was in combat because there was combat somewhere close to me. Gang war or something, I suppose, but I couldn't see where it was. Again, I missed out on recording this because this was one of the first experiences I had with it when I was just testing. Yeah, it just parked me on the side of the highway. Just pulled to a nice little gentle stop. Didn't even park me on the hub. It just sort of parked me on the inside lane, and said AutoDrive cancelled. You're in combat, and my little map and everything was flashing red to show me in combat, but. Yeah, the combat was nowhere near me. I wasn't the target of combat. I didn't trigger the combat. The combat had nothing to do with me. It just stopped my car, which was a weird thing to do. Like, I think unless bullets start hitting my car, that AutoDrive shouldn't just park me somewhere. Like, that's when you give me control, when people are actually shooting at me. Another thing that pisses me off, like the AutoDrive system itself is not broken in this way, but the way they've implemented it is stupid. So I've been just cruising my camera around here, just having a play with some camera angles because it looks all stylish and dramatic and slow pan across like this. Ooh, if my car wasn't all banged up, it might look even better. When you're driving, especially when you're driving, if you do move the camera around, so look behind you, look beside you, or get, have a look around, the camera snaps back automatically. And there is a setting for that. But in doing the AutoDrive system here, even though I don't have to look where I'm going, there we go. It snapped the camera back. There is no offsetting for that. You can set it to 10 seconds, which is what I've maxed it out. It's usually on about 3 seconds, 3.5, I think. But yeah, there is no way for me to manually set my camera and just have it sit there. Like if this is the view I want, while I'm just chilling out, or maybe I'm recording a time lapse of travel, there is no way for me to keep this camera where I want it to be. It will eventually just snap back within 10 seconds. And that's really annoying. They didn't think that through. Whoop, there we go. Speaking of cameras, cinematic camera. Oh my gosh, the cinematic camera. That's going to look cool. Get some background footage using videos or something, or just, have it on the second screen and chill out and get some good views. They didn't think it through. So it chooses angles completely randomly, which sometimes means it chooses really jarring angle changes. We'll see if we can get one. That one was alright. That one was not bad. We went from the back of the car to sort of a outside view of the car cruising by. That one was pretty good. Nice little view of the side. Excellent. Alright, it's not choosing to do it right now, but I've got some other footage I'll sew in here. But frequently, the camera angles switch from one, like a head-on shot, for example, to a slightly off-the-side shot of the same camera. Like, shot changes that no cinematographer, no editor would ever do. They are jarring and awkward and ugly. And the angles they've set up for work really well for some cars, but really, really, really do not work well for other cars and look completely horrible. So, and V kind of puts their arm out the window, just as they're cruising around. The classic relaxed driver thing where you've got one arm sitting out the window, one arm on the steering wheel. Super chill driving around vibe. Yeah, they didn't do that properly for all the cars. Like the Mai, one of the most popular cars in the game, a car they talked about on their stream, and they were like really excited about, hey, you can finally change the paint colors on the Mai with the new paint system color thing. Yeah, the elbow just slams out through the window. Like it doesn't rest on the windowsill. They don't wind down the window because that car doesn't do that. You just poke your elbow through the glass. It just clips through and looks completely stupid. I haven't checked a bunch of other cars yet. In fact, even in this car, look there. My elbow is clipping through the windowsill. That's how lazy they've been with that particular animation. They've set one animation and went, oh, fuck it, that'll work for all the cars, surely. And didn't even bother checking. Didn't adjust it for other cars. Nothing. It's completely, utterly lazy, half-assed crap. It's how they've done this cinematic mode. Oh, look, I just nearly crashed into another car there. I just swapped into him. Whoop, it just took me down a blind alley. There we go. Just took me down an alley and decided, nope, don't want to go down. Actually, that's not a blind alley. That street goes all the way around. What are you... This stuff. This is what I'm talking about. What do you do? It just seems to pick, like when you're in free roam, it seems to pick a random location to drive to, and when it gets there, it picks another random location to drive to, and sometimes it does this. Like, it just completely freaks out. Where are you going? Just smash my car into a fence and rapidly, reverse and freak out. Oh, okay. Yep. Now my bumper's falling off. That's fantastic. Yep. Okay. There's plenty of room. There's so much room. There is so much room. Just drive down the street. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is one of the most half-assed slapdash, just broken updates they've done in a very long time. They've been doing so well with their update. What are you doing? What are you doing? They have been doing so well for so long with their updates, and whether it's been just patches to fix shit or adding new features recently. since, 2.1 and whatever. And yeah, this one, what are you doing? Oh my god, this is just... Really? This... Oh, geez, shall we just sit and wait? This is far too distracting to have a conversation over. Nope, still gonna figure it out. Like, even the NPCs in the game don't drive this bad. Like, there is some really hilarious stuff that happens with NPC driving sometimes. But I've never seen an NPC driver do this. I thought they might have just glued on the NPC driving logic to V to activate, but I don't think that's the case. I think they deliberately tweaked this system. Like, they started with the NPC system. They tweaked it thinking, oh, it needs to be more sophisticated for players. And what they've done is broken. And oh, look, we're free! Nope, just slam into that building supplies. Yep. Oh, just big old reverse. And now we're stuck. It's actually managed to jam me up. What on earth are you doing, CDPR? I wasn't paying that close of attention to the live stream. I did watch it, but it was like at 1 a.m. my time, and I'd just gotten up from not being able to get to sleep properly, and I tried to get to sleep afterwards as well, and I guess it just didn't stick in my brain. But did the what's the name of the other game developer they've hired to help do the updates that did the 2.2 updates and whatnot? Did those guys do that? Because I thought they were good at their jobs, but now I suspect maybe not so much. I'm just gonna get out of my car there. Actually, just before we go, we'll have to find a road again so I can actually call the car properly, because you can't call the car when you're not on a road for reasonably obvious reasons. Let's call in this thing. Now, this is my my save file I've been playing on the Switch with, so that's why I've got this goofy little car that just reminded me of the Switch. It's little and it's boxy and it's just kooky. Let's see what happens here. We'll go into AutoDrive, and oh, yep, my elbow works on that one. Kind of. No, not really. Oh wait, is my... Okay, I'm resting my elbow on the... What the... What's going on? Can we have an inside camera to see what's going on with my elbow? It's this street. It's this street. This street's just breaking the system. All right, we'll just go over here, I guess, and call in. Let's say the Mai. We were talking about the Mai before. Let's call in the Mai. There's my Mai. Come on. Again, because playing this on the Switch, I thought the Mai would be the most suitable starter car for us. All right, auto drive, and boop. Just elbow right through the closed window. You can actually see the glass clipping through my elbow. That absolutely ridiculous. Oh hey, Johnny's decided to join us.
Ready to roll or what?
Yes, I'm ready to roll, Johnny. We're rolling. Okay, cinematic camera. Cinematic camera is one of the things that doesn't work with the Mai. What is that shot? What cinematographer in their right mind would frame up that shot? What even is that? It is hideous. Oh, there's one of those hideous... Oh, Christ. The amount of time it stays with each cut seems to be completely random as well. And sometimes I think it decides to change from one cut to the same cut. Because sometimes it's a particularly long version of a cut, but there's a glitch in the middle of it. The graphics freak out for a minute, like it's transitioning, or the ray tracing is trying to reset between two different scenes or something. And it's really jarring, even though the camera angle doesn't change. There's a weird visual glitch. I like this shot. This is a good shot. That one's not so bad as well. But yeah, a lot of the shots that are pre-programmed for these cameras do not work well with cars that are anything but sports car sized, basically, from what I've seen so far. They don't work with the Mai. They don't even work with that little truck I had before. I forget the name of it. Yeah, it's hideous. I don't want to sit and watch this so-called quote-unquote cinematic camera. It's just not pleasant to look at. It looks stupid. It looks sloppy. It looks broken, because it is. I was so enthusiastic about this update, or about this feature in particular in this update. One thing that is going to be coming in useful when this update does arrive on the Switch, because, well, Nintendo and patches always come slowly to Switch versions of games. Just as anyone who likes to play No Man's Sky on the Switch, they always have to wait an extra week or two for updates, sometimes more. Yeah, at least this solves the issue of the digital triggers for driving. Like, I spoke about this when the game first launched and did my testing and did my live streaming. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. They've actually accommodated the function of the digital triggers, like not having analog control over your accelerator or brake. They actually seem to have accounted for that in the mechanics of the game, and it doesn't feel nearly as jarring as it would be if you did the same thing on PC, as indeed I did using digital triggers before the Switch version launched. Tested out on PC, but yeah, at least this way you can cruise a bit more, I was going to say naturally, between your various locations, and you know, it would accelerate and decelerate appropriately and things like that. But it's just the same. It's just the same street. This street is breaking the AutoDrive. I'm just gonna take manual control here. You know, we're gonna just cruise off into the city and get up to mischief. Anyway, let me know how you're going on with AutoDrive, because it's like every part of it is broken. The pathfinding doesn't work properly. It gets stuck. It will randomly crash into other cars sometimes for no apparent reason. Sometimes it freaks out and just slams you into walls. It reverses at top speed when it slams into something, like it's panicking, which is really weird. Sometimes it'll just get you into combat. Sometimes it will think you're in combat when you're actually perfectly safe and just turn itself off and park you in the middle of a highway. Yeah, there's just everything to do with the system. Like, every part of it is broken in some way. Even the cinematic camera is sloppy. It is ridiculous. So, oh yeah, and the animations are broken for V. That's the other thing. Like, not even that works properly. Look at that. Does that look chill and relaxed to you? Looks like I've dislocated my shoulder to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Whatever. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the patrons. I'm Blunty. Catch you next time. Oh look, we drove past combat and it didn't think I was in combat that time. Yay! It sometimes sort of works. Yay! GG, CDPR. GG.